right now I work with brands all the time. I work with brands like Native Instruments and Novation and ROLI and all these brands. Whenever something new comes out, like I get it for free and I get it in advance, and it's really awesome just from making like these videos. The weirdest example of this is this video right here. I already have it loaded. This video is called Before You Buy ROLI Blocks. Now, if you don't know what ROLI blocks are, they're like these, ROLI makes like the Seaboard products, and they put out this thing called the ROLI blocks, which are like these light pads that you can play on, and they're like MPE, which means you can like slide and glide around on them, and I was like super interested in them. In this video, and like again, we're not going to watch the whole video, I go to the Apple store and look at it and play with it, and I think I'm going to buy it. I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. Let me maybe try it out and maybe buy it. And then I come home and I say, I didn't buy it because I didn't like it. And this video like blew up for one reason or the other. I don't know why. It could have been like the clickbaity like title, the clickbaity thumbnail. But what I was doing was like using my expertise and my opinion, not even expertise, just my opinion about like why I didn't think this product was the greatest and why I wasn't ready to just spend my money on it. And what happened was when you searched ROLI blocks for a couple of years, this was the very first video that would come up. And essentially, and we'll go back to this concept later, is like that was me buying real estate. That was me having like this solid piece of real estate on YouTube where if somebody searched for a product, I was the first thing that they saw. Not because I paid for placement or anything, but just because it got picked up that way. So people obviously reacted to this a lot. Tons of comments, tons of conversation, people making similar points, people arguing back and forth, and like that's cool. But what was even cooler was ROLI responded in a comment talking about all the points that I brought up about features and all these things, and kind of saying, hey, we're listening, thanks so much. And on that comment alone got 59 replies from people in my community about why, because they knew that ROLI was listening, so they knew that they could be there and give feedback. And what this ultimately ended up doing is giving me a ton of leverage, because I was pretty negative on the ROLI products. They didn't have the feature set that I wanted or I needed, and they heard me. And the video went not viral, but the video was like I said, a piece of real estate. When you search ROLI blocks, that's what came up. So when the time came and they started literally making all the improvements and making all the adjustments that I talked about in this video, I'm sure they were in the pipeline already, but having a video like this out for a brand, I can imagine is pretty like scary, because you're like, oh crap, now we got to really like pick it up and get all these features out. I think the whole process got accelerated for them. They improved the product. They put out a second version of the product, and I just messaged them and said, hey, I made this video. I know you saw it. I would be really interested in trying out the products now, because I see that you've made all these improvements. And they were like, great, we'll send you some stuff. And from there, they're one of the closest brands that I work with today. And if you go to ROLI's Instagram, I did an Instagram takeover for them last weekend. That gained me a ton more attention because I was on their site. And the only reason I was comfortable with it is because they literally took all the feedback and like applied it. They listened to the community, and they put out a newer product that was better and improved. They did the Seaboard block, and the Seaboard block was huge, and I got to get my hands on it, be one of the first ones with my hands on it, and that was like super exciting too. So that whole brand partnership came out of me literally just saying my opinion and saying I don't like something. So that's just one example of that. The second piece of real estate that I'll talk about is this video, which is called Buy This MIDI Controller. This is the most popular video on my channel. And essentially what was happening was I was doing all these videos with MIDI controllers, and literally every video someone was confused about what a MIDI controller was. Somebody would say, oh, what kind of sound does a MIDI controller make? What sounds does it make? How do I get the sound to come out of it? And we all know, hopefully, because we're at 343 Labs and we're educated electronic music artists, that MIDI controllers just control software.
All right, first things first.
And I just needed to answer that question. I got tired of typing the answer to that question, and I said, let me just do a video on it. And this was just a solid piece of of like, it's just resource. Like, it's a resource for somebody. Anytime somebody wants to buy a MIDI controller, they search those terms, what MIDI controller do I buy? And then this video would come up. And then I direct them to certain ones. And then we'll start talking about like revenue streams, right? So cool. I say buy this MIDI controller and I give people different options and explain what they are. But then if you go to the description, you can see the gear featured. I say I always recommend, and I have my top 2, and then I have a bunch of other ones that are featured, and they're all Amazon links. But these aren't normal Amazon links. These are Amazon affiliate links. So being an Amazon affiliate is one of my main sources of revenue on YouTube, because what happens is anybody can apply to be an Amazon affiliate. And what all it means is you get like a special stripe on your site. Like, I can literally go to Amazon right now and you'll see what it looks like. So it's a special stripe at the top, and I can type in any product. Let's just type in a launch pad. Cool. Yes, I want to recommend this launch pad. I click text up here. I get this nice generated link that I can copy into one of my video's descriptions. And when people click that, it links back to me if they make a purchase, and then I get a commission off of that. So you can imagine if you have the #1 video on a certain topic and it's about products, that if you're the one who's recommending the products and you have Amazon links, you're going to get a ton of traffic, make a ton of sales, and get a ton of commission. And that just sort of became the standard for me going forward. Is I became an Amazon affiliate. It kicked right off because I became one probably right before I made this video, which was like perfect timing. And then from there, it became one of my main sources of revenue. So now if you go on my channel, anytime I use a piece of gear, anytime I use anything, even if it's like my video shooting setup, you can go in the description and probably find Amazon links. And it doesn't cost the consumer any extra. They're literally just buying things on Amazon like they normally would. And I get a commission for it. 343 Labs is an electronic music school and community in downtown Manhattan. We offer courses for all levels of learning electronic music production, with course topics including Ableton Live, Logic, synthesis for music producers, songwriting and music theory, and more. To learn more about 343 Labs, head to 343labs.com. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more tutorials with our instructors, masterclasses, and content from our electronic music community.